Hey, thanks, Dave. What can I say? We're really excited. I'm really excited here over at Good Life. Let me tell you about how I got involved, if you may say so. It was kind of by happenstance. I live up here in Canada. My name's Amin. My family and myself, we own multiple businesses in and around where I live, as well as across Canada. We're looking to expand in the new year, and I'd reached out to all my contacts and essentially said my goodbye, saying that, look, I was going to be really busy for the next year. Please don't contact me with opportunities, because the answer is no going forward. And lo and behold, a couple of days after that, I get a call from a good friend of mine, Kathy, out of San Francisco, and she says, hey, Amin, I've got something for you. And I says, Kathy, I just sent you an email. I'm not interested. And she said to me, no, I want to send you something. When are you going for a holiday? And I said, well, I'm actually going this Friday. And she'd called me on Wednesday. And she said, well, just hang on a bit. What I'll do is I'd like to send you something. Where are you going? And I told her where I was going, out to the mountains here. And she says, good, let me just check something and I'll call you back. Please answer my call. And a few minutes later, she said, would you please stay at this particular hotel? And the hotel was the Banff Springs National Hotel. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and stay there because I was planning to stay there anyway. And the next day, I get a FedEx parcel in the mail, and out popped out this wonderful thing called the Good Life VIP card. And I didn't know what to do with it. I called her up. She said, what do you want me to do with it? And she said, go ahead and, book it online and see what you do, see what happens for you. And I booked it. I was surprised at the rate I got. But I wasn't going to say anything because I was scared that when I ended up there with my family, I'd have to sit in a conference room somewhere and listen to somebody pitch me on some sort of a vacation rental area or something like that. So I was, justifiably, cautious when I got there. Fact of the matter is I got a $495 room for $120. I told my family to go ahead and get ready for dinner and be back. I went back down to the village and made a call to her, and I says, okay, Whiffen, what's in it for me? She said, well, what you should really do is ask me what's in it for me, because you just saved $200, and thank you so much, because I just made $100, and I just about spilled my coffee all over myself. And I said, what do you mean by you just made $100? He says, well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. All you have to do is give the cards away. I said, okay, and every time the card gets used, do you make $100? She says, no, you would make $100 and I'd make 25. I said, just hang on a second. Let's back up the boat here for a second. How many cards can I get? She says, how many do you want? I said, well, how about 100,000? She said, sure, go ahead and strike a deal with the company and they'll even brand them for your name. So I said, okay, this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to sponsor one of my businesses. We have about 27,000 people that go through there every single month. I'll give those 100,000 cards out for the first 3 months next year, January, February, and March. And if it takes the rest of the year for 10,000 cards to get used up, will they pay me $1 million? She says, well, not only will they pay you, they will pay you. And I can get you on the phone with the owners of the company, and you can ask them yourselves and figure out who they are. Well, I did some due diligence, talked to one of the owners, talked to a second one of the owners, and jumped all in. Because here's the thing. I sponsored my business. We ordered 100,000 cards, and like I said, when, during the rest of the year, 10,000 of those cards get used up, the business is going to make $1 million, and I will make $250,000. No way any one of my businesses make that kind of money for an investment of $8,000. There's no way. It hasn't happened to me in the past, and I can't see it happening in the future. So then I did some further due diligence. I said, well, can I tell other people about it? She says, well, I told you it was a straight-up network marketing company, but you told me you didn't want anything to do with it. Well, I said, well, hang on a second. Just back up a bit here. This isn't really network marketing for me because I can't see anybody telling me no. There's not a person on the planet that would say no to this opportunity. Now, I realize I'm talking too fast, but, I'm excited, and everybody that I've showed this to is excited. Today is day 35 for me, and I don't know that I've had one person say no to me that I've talked to come in here. And in no time, we've built a team of over 500 people. Who does that? At least I don't. I'm not a network marketer. I don't have thousands of people following me here, there, and everywhere. I'm a brick-and-mortar businessman. And all I did is I started off with a couple people and then a couple more people, and here we go. It's gone to the level where all sorts of people are coming in. Just yesterday, a lady called me up and she says, just back up the boat here. I don't have a network. I don't have large businesses where I can go market. I said, do me a favor. Grab some cards from your friend and go to dinner tonight. Just go to dinner and hand them out. And then call me back after what happens. She called me back up. Just last night, she called me back up and she said, you're right. I gave away 12 cards. One of them was to my server. One of the people in the restaurant actually got online on their cell phone and booked a ticket to a hotel room this coming weekend. Come back up and she says, wow, I just saved $70. Thank you so much. That's how simple this is. It really is that simple. What I'm going to do with my business is when I get the 100,000 cards here in about 8-9 more days, I'm going to create a nice little letter from me to my patrons and hand sign every one of them, stick the card inside and say, thank you very much for taking the time out of your life, being so gracious enough to come into our businesses in a time which is so tough in the economy right now. And this is our gift to you. Please go ahead and use it, and we'll be straight up with them. Go ahead and use the cards. You'll save $200 US, which is like all sorts of Canadian pesos, right? A lot of money out here. And we will save, and we will get back $100. That's all kinds of good to me. And there isn't a business out there. There is not a business out there in this country or any other country that can't take advantage of something like this. The hotel industry is struggling. They've put together some, a big war chest to be able to get back their businesses from people like, let's say, the online stuff that are taking away their businesses and so on. Get back our business for us. This is what the card does. Gets people getting right back into the hotels again. That's the name of the game. The other name of the game that I saw, which is really good, is inside the company, there's a multitude of different ways to get paid. The one that's really exciting is what's called the legacy tree. Legacy tree is you get in and you sponsor 2 people at gold or above. Talk to your sponsor, talk to the person who brought you to this home, and they'll tell you what gold or platinum is all about. And then once you're in that legacy tree and you stay qualified, there is not another person that doesn't come in, that doesn't fall under you, that you wouldn't get paid from for life, worldwide. What does that mean? What it means is that right now we're only in America. I realize I'm in Canada, but we've done a workaround to get started. And very quickly, they're going to take on Europe and then the Far East. This company is going nowhere but up, and we're at the ground floor. That's all kinds of exciting to me, too. Go back to the other part that really makes a lot of sense to me. I'm just a nobody. I'm a businessman. Imagine what happens in this compensation plan, which you should really take the time to look at over at the YouTube channel we put together called bit.ly/goodlifetravels with a Z. If I end up on somebody's 20th level, and I've just ordered 100,000 cards and 10,000 cards get used up, that means 19 people above me just earned $12,500. That's massive. Find that to me in any other company. It's just not available. So you think about it. Every person that lands on your 20th level, and there will be, it's not of when there'll be, it's a matter of, it's not a matter of if there'll be, it's when there'll be. Because we're only in America right now. When this thing goes wild and that level starts getting filled up, let's assume you get, I don't know, say 300,000 people on that level. And 1% of them, 3,000 people, order 10,000 or more cards. Let's do the math on that for a moment. 3,000 times 10,000 is 30 million times 1%. 1%, that's 300,000. $300,000 times $1.25 is a little bit over, I'd say pretty close to $500,000 for the year. In this case, it made it for the month. Are you kidding me? Go find that elsewhere. So all I can say is get back to the person who got you to this phone call. Get back to them now. Tell them you want to have more information and get the name of that YouTube channel. Watch the 5 videos or more that are in there right now, and then do your further due diligence and jump in. At least get into the legacy tree and then get going from there. Thanks a lot, Dave.